Chicken Encyclopedia, page 60. Clerk, a show judge's assistant whose job it is to locate each class to be judged. Let the judge know how many birds are in each class so none will be missed if the class continues around a corner or across the aisle. Keep track of the judge's standard and other paraphernalia that might otherwise be misplaced. Prevent bystanders from interrupting while the class is being judged. Record the judge's placings and return forms to the show secretary so ribbons and other awards may be distributed without delay. Cloaca, the chamber just inside the vent where the digestive, excretory, and reproductive tracts come together. When an egg is ready to be laid, the shell gland at the bottom end of the oviduct remains wrapped around the egg while it passes through the cloaca, pressing shut the intestinal opening so a hen cannot lay an egg and poop at the same time. Cloacal bursa, a blind sac attached to the top of the cloaca, enclosing tissue, arranged into a series of leaf-like folds that are filled with blood vessels and lymph nodules. In a chick, this organ activates the production of antibodies and controls immunity by releasing so-called B cells, which are bursa-derived cells, into the bird's body as it matures. By the time the chicken reaches sexual maturity, the cloacal bursa has atrophied. Some viral diseases, most commonly Merrick's disease in backyard flocks and infectious bursal disease in commercial chickens, cause premature atrophy that prematurely compromises the bird's immune systems, also called bursa of Fabricius. Cloacal sexing, see vent sexing. Cloacitis, an uncommon infection consisting of a chronic inflammation of the cloaca, characterized by a smelly, loose discharge sticking to the feathers around a swollen, reddened vent. Cloacitis is not a specific disease, but a condition that has many different causes. It is typically triggered by severe stress that increases intestinal pH and compromises the immune system, opening the way to an infection of one kind or another, also called vent gleat. Gleat is an old term for any abnormal discharge. Closed flock, a population of chickens that have no contact with other chickens and into which no chickens are introduced from outside sources. Any additions to the flock are hatched from eggs fertilized and laid within the flock. The primary purpose of maintaining a closed flock is to prevent the introduction of diseases. Closed show. A show at which either the coop tags are folded or exhibitors are identified by numbers. so the judge can't see the name of a bird's owner and be influenced by the owner's reputation. Close feathered. Description of a breed with feathers that lie close to the body, as opposed to loose feathered breeds with feathers that tend to angle away from the body. For example, Rhode Island Reds, New Hampshires, and Plymouth Rocks hold their feathers more tightly than the loosely held feathers of Cochins, Orpingtons, and Silkies, also called tight feathered. Here is a picture of a chicken's digestive anatomy. As you can see, the bottom part of the throat comes to the crop, which is like the chicken's chest area. And then it fills up, and then it goes down another tube until it gets to the gizzard. The gizzard is like right smack dab center of the chicken. It's roundish. It's still attached to the intestinal tract. And then it goes down into more intestines, through a bunch of intestines. And at the end, where I'm assuming the fucking coochie's at, it's called the cloaca. So you got the crop in the front, the gizzard in the middle, and the cloaca at the end. Page 61. Clown-faced chicken. Spanish white-faced black chicken. Its prominent white face and large red wattles are reminiscent of a painted clown. See also Spanish. Clubbed down. Clumped or matted down on an embryo or newly hatched chick that remains encased in down sheaths because the sheaths fail to rupture properly, causing the down to curl instead of fluff out. The condition is often associated with depressed hatchability, but also occurs in chicks from a normal hatch. It is sometimes attributable to riboflavin, which is vitamin B2 deficiency in the breeder flock, but in other cases, the cause remains undetermined. Cluck, a short, low-pitched, repetitive sound made by a hen to comfort her chicks and keep them from straying. Sometimes a setting hen starts clucking well before her eggs are due to hatch, especially when she leaves the nest briefly to eat or eliminate. Most hens start clucking when their chicks start peeping just prior to hatching. A hen with chicks. Clucker, a hen with chicks. Clutch, a batch of eggs that are hatched together from the Old Norse word klekja, meaning to hatch. See also setting, all the eggs a hen produces in one laying cycle, which is modern domesticated chickens, exceeds the number of eggs the hen can reasonably hatch at one time. A brood of chicks. Cobby, short, round, and compact, like the characteristic shape of Wyandottes, seabrights, and Japanese bantams. Cocky/coxy. C. Coccidiosis. Coccidia. Several species of parasitic protozoa, most belonging to the genus Eimeria or Eimeria. It's Eimeria that infected chicken. Each species invades a different part of the intestine, and a bird may be infected by more than one species at a time. The species Coccidia that infect chickens do not affect other kinds of livestock, and chickens cannot be infected by any of the many species of Coccidia that affect other animals, including other poultry species. And here's a picture of a clown-faced chicken. Big old red comb, red, I don't know what the hell those are. Like things that hang off the end of the beak, a white face, and a black neck.